on. Well, I came to this woefully unprepared, and ironically enough, I wrote a piece about this a few days ago. So this first one is called Wing It, and I think you'll figure out why. Again, woefully unprepared. I'll just call it irony to spare myself the pity of having to admit that I'm anything but ignorant. With delighted tongue and quickened wit, I convince myself to love the luxuries of rationalization. With the lack of preparation, I inhibit creative promulgation, shouting, screw it, I'll just wing it, then medicate the exasperation with the voodoo medication, taken with intention to postpone the initiation of my mental calibration. So why is it so hard to say what I say, then turn heel and walk away? Can't be done easy if there's a harder way. Never made a plan, so now all I can do is say, fuck it, I'ma wing it. Right on. Thank you guys. This next piece I wrote a while ago, kind of a different tone to this. It's called The Sensationalist. It's written about how everyone nowadays thinks they're fucking journalists. Not something I'm a fan of. Alright. In your need to be noticed, you all morph into sensationalists. Must be the first one on the wagon, convinced that this will be your moment. Enacted hollow empathy. Holier than thou, gotta be holier than thee. Every time a back turns, farewell to loyalty. For every faux pas found, you stoke the flames of witch hunt. An oath kept that every action taken will soon meet your righteous judgment. Freedom of opinions, best put those skeletons back where you got them. But is there a difference in our positions? You'll always be the better journalist. I just ask if it's crossed your mind that the spotlight you create only gives more power to those who perpetrate, the same ones you claim to crucify. So look closely in the mirror. Can you break through your own guise? It's just too damn easy to lead the blind astray, so in the end of the day you convince yourself it's all for entertainment's sake. Yay! Will do, man, will do. Alright, next one. Ooh, like I said, woefully unprepared. Which one would it be? Which one? Alright. This one's called Which Burning Flag is Flying. It's written as a song, heavy metal song. I haven't put music to it yet, so I'll just read it as a poem. It goes, I wear my colors inside and out. Black leather jacket over a blackened soul. Or maybe it's just what I want to show. Ringing stones on glass walls remembered fondly. I've paid my dues. This wasn't always the way. Through the smothered makeup I can see things true. This life is no fairy tale, there are things to fear. Tonight, it's not me, but you who'll sleep in the cold. So rock this bastard nation right to the foundation. Snatch liberty from the gauntlets of futility. Question always the favor of your savior. Look back never, no regrets, march on forever. If you insist, I'll be the atrocity, but do not wonder then why I bring the ferocity. Make a choice, my friend, one way or the other. Glorious simplicity, this one lesson's all I'm giving. Never wanted to take the role of teacher. As things unfolded, someone had to step up and be the preacher. I don't think it's unfair, this is just the reality. This is just the way things have to be. So rock this bastard nation right to the foundation. Snatch liberty from the gauntlet of futility. Question always the favor of your savior. Look back never, no regrets, march on forever. You can't be a martyr, it's not your belief you died for. Saw me for the mask I wore, not what I fought for. Go now, fill your grave with tears. My helping hand is no more. Guys, this next one I wrote, what was it, August 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Wrote it on the back of resentment for political structure, and the way things are going nowadays, it's becoming more and more valid again. This one's called An Act of Rebellion. Shit. The patriarch has found his mark and he will never surrender. Our strange affinity for man's disposability has led to this anarchy that we now call a unity. The path we chip away in this old worn stone seems to be what we call progress. It's so ironic, don't you see? Our destructive creativity is what the masses applaud for. This vicious cycle we have made only fuels a bitter hate, a murderous game that we all play, going by the name politically correct. So if my opinions make me evil, then evil is what I want to be. I outright refuse to be manipulated. So come and take your shot at me, and you know the first one's always free, but how will you make me bleed when it must be E-rated? I disregard your heinous lies. Go ahead, claim your prize. Your precious victory seems to be another monotonous soliloquy. I disregard, I disrespect. I never have to bow my head for something I do not believe in. That has been and will always be the only crime I will guilty plead, so do not bother with your complex statements. In hell I'll burn, so let it fester. The punishment bestowed on me is the heaven which I myself created. You don't get it, so I'll spell it out. You cannot pacify a flame with fire. You can only light your funeral pyres. All right, and something on a bit of a lighter tone to wrap up my set here. Thank you guys for coming out as well. It's fucking awesome seeing you all. This one's called Tripod. I wrote it after the last open mic night I did about having good friends around you. Something like this. Hello? Yeah. All right, so it goes. These are the nights I have so prayed for, when my throes of insanity have brought me to a panicked sobriety. It's nothing too elaborate, nothing like the times I've tried and failed on planning the methods for myself to inebriate. This is purity, single-minded simplicity, nothing more than a tripod of three, jaded individuals who are building off each other, feeding off the power. An eternity, it's been a fucking eternity since I felt sincerity, no judgment, no strings attached, no one calculating profits, no motherfucking ROCE. And I won't apologize. Your attitude won't be the fuel for my demise. It's palpable, this connection, mutual respect. In this room, our minds reign free.